Hi, it's Pastor Steve, continuing our journey cover to cover through the Bible. Today is January 27, and we have the last discourse of Job. And we're looking at chapters 30, 31. Only 2 chapters, but some tough stuff to read. And I think what Job is saying could actually be disturbing to us. Because here is the case that he is making. The case that he's making is he has sought to care for the poor. He says, my employees can testify that I've never left anyone hungry. He goes down his list of accomplishments. But instead he sees, God has humbled me. And then he goes on to say to what degree he has sought to be a good man. I have a verse on the screen of my computer here. Hopefully you can see it from where you're looking. Chapter 31, verse 1, I have made a covenant with my eyes not to look lustfully at a young woman. That's impressive. I want to ask you, have you successfully avoided lust all your life? I would say most of us, if not all of us, have failed at that. So Job is making a case that God should be near him, with him, because he's been a righteous man. And we have God testifying himself in the beginning of the book that Job is an amazingly good man. But what we find here is a problem that is ultimately not going to be solved until Jesus Christ comes. The problem is, as much as we think we have our lives together, we do not. I had somebody I was talking to in the office this week, and they were talking about their own failures and their feeling of never being right before God. I reminded them of Psalm 130, in which the psalmist writes, out of the depths I cry to you, O Lord, hear my cry for mercy. O Lord, if you kept a record of sins, who could stand? But with you there is forgiveness. Therefore we reverence you. Yes, Job needed to be humbled. I genuinely think that, looking at the passage. He's a good man, an honorable man, who can't see God because he feels, how could God abandon him like this? How could he be losing his children? How could he be suffering? And how many of us, when things go bad, kind of raise our fist at God? Right behind me is a window. And I remember when my mother was passing, right here in this house, I was just on the other side of this window at 3 o'clock in the morning, arguing with God, Lord, either take her or raise her up, but don't leave her in this in-between place. And that next day at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, she passed. I want to show you something, though, which I find poetically beautiful. This is a verse from chapter 30, verse 20 and 22. Job says, I cry to you, O God, but you don't answer. I stand before you, but you don't even look. He feels totally abandoned. But look at this next line. You throw me into the whirlwind and destroy me in the storm. Now, why do I find this so beautiful? Because in just a little while, God is going to speak to Job in the whirlwind. And what I want you to hear today as you're reflecting on this passage, if you are in the whirlwind, if you are in the storm, so is God, even if you don't see him. More to learn, more to discover. We'll see you tomorrow.